Adequate notice of this meeting was provided and published in the Asbury Park Press and the Ocean Star on January 16, 2026. Copies of the agenda were provided to the newspaper, posted on public bulletin boards in the Township website.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Albanese.
Here.
Councilman Menachino.
Here.
Councilwoman Rena.
Here.
Councilman Cohen.
Here.
Councilwoman Travers.
Here.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Here.
President Feinman.
Here.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask all to rise for a salute to the flag, pledge of allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. I'm going to ask for a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the January 27th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to the consent agenda.
All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. If discussion is desired on any item, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
4-1, please.
Authorized budget transfer.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes budget appropriation transfers as needed for year end. These transfers do not increase our overall municipal budget in any way. We're moving funds from one account to another. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-2.
Authorized transfer to dedicated account for snow removal.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a budget transfer of $187,000 into the dedicated account for snow removal. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-3, please.
Authorized amendment to temporary budget.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes temporary appropriations for municipal budget as needed through the end of May. This resolution allows the township to increase line item department budgets by the amount specified, which has been calculated to get all departments through to the time of the adopted budget.
Thank you. 4-4.
Authorize the sale and issuance of bonds and bond anticipation notes.
Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. This resolution provides for the combination of the sale of bonds not to exceed $17,807,000 and the sale of bonds of anticipation notes in the amount of $16,426,639. As projects are approved, the township typically starts by securing bonds anticipation notes known as bands, which is a temporary form of financing. Once the project scope or equipment specifications are better defined, we roll these bands into bonds. We use temporary financing at the outset as to give us a chance to better define the cost of opposing as a long-term financing estimates. Note, short-term financing may be rolled into bonds, permanent financing after their third anniversary date, which is a typical practice of the township. This is done in accordance with the recommendation of our bond counsel, financial consultants, and chief financial officer. The bonds or notes will be sold in issues and provision of the local bond law. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-5, please.
Authorize temporary capital budget.
Councilwoman Rena.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a temporary capital budget expenditure, specifically $727,000 for the acquisition of open space preservation properties on Summit Avenue and Hooper Avenue.
Thank you. Thank you. 4-6, please.
Authorize cancellation of stale dated checks municipal court bail account.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the cancellation of a stale dated check in the amount of $50.
Thank you. 4-7, please.
Authorize receipt of bids landscape maintenance services at Solar Field.
Councilman Cohen.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for landscape maintenance services at the Solar Field location on Salliac Road, which consists of 15 acres of turf. The scope of the work includes spring and fall mowing, seed mixed with fertilizer, hay, topsoil, mulch, vegetation removal, and disposal in a riprap areas. The township has an approximate expenditure of $56,000 during this current 2-year contract period, which will expire April 19th, 2026, with the on-site landscape management as the current vendor.
Thank you. 4-8, please.
Authorize receipt of bids roadway improvements to Channel Drive.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for the roadway improvements to Channel Drive project. The project generally consists of reconstruction and elevation of Channel Drive. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-9.
Authorize receipt of bids Lions Head South roadway resurfacing program.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the receipt of bids for the Lions Head South roadway resurfacing program. This project generally consists of roadway milling and resurfacing on Laurel Lane South, Gallo Lane, Tennis Court, Abbey Road, Carter Way, Yorkwood Drive, and Ashford Drive. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-10, please.
Authorize award of contract energy services.
Councilwoman Reyna.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes award of contract for energy consult to Concord Engineering Group Voorhees. The township has used Concord services in the past to explore options for the solar array at the landfill. This is a 1-year contract. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-11.
Authorize award of contract purchase and delivery of signed materials.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of contract for the purchase and delivery of sign materials to the following vendors: Creative Visual Systems of Branchburg, New Jersey, N-Glance of Edison, National Highway Products of Millville, and Signarama of Freehold. Bid notices were provided to 30 prospective bidders from our typical bidders list and 10 picked up bid packages. 4 bids received are all on the approved list of contractors. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-12, please.
Authorize award of contract Workforce Ready UKG through Omnia National Cooperative.
Councilman Cohen.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the award of a contract for employees' time and attendance software to Kronos Sachar for UKG Ready Payroll and Human Resources Software. This contract is being awarded through the National Cooperative Purchasing Agreement.
Thank you. 4-13, please.
Authorize contract amendment snow removal services.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes a contract amendment for snow removal services. The proposed amendment does not expand or materially alter the scope of services that was originally bid and awarded, but solely adjusts the compensation rates applicable to the services rendered during the remaining contract period. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-14.
Authorize award of concession marine biology camp.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes an award of a concession to New Logic Educators of Lavalette for marine biology camp to be offered this summer at Windward Beach Park. As a coastal community, the township recognizes the importance of fostering environmental awareness and stewardship, and the marine biology camp will serve to educate attendees on the importance of marine and environmental conservation. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-15, please.
Authorize submission of safe and secure grant.
Councilman Minikino.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the submission of a safe and secure grant. The grant funds will be utilized to fund officers who will be assigned to patrol duties, burglary, detailed narcotics, and gang activities. The officers will be assigned to the Operation Division, where they will be involved in the crime deterrence and the apprehension of criminals. The officers will also be responsible for citizens of the township by utilizing community crime prevention programs, neighborhood watch, and problem-solving policing. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-16, please.
Authorize appointment to Board of Adjustment.
Councilman Albanese.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Jesse Fusco, Jefferson Court, Brick, to the unexpired 2-year term as alternate member of the Board of Adjustment.
Thank you. 4-17.
Authorize appointment of Tourist Development Commission members.
Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution authorizes the appointment of Tourism Development Commission members. The following are Teresa Zaccaria, Alex Urbano, our very own Bob Modigliano, and Councilman Vince Minikino. Thank you.
Thank you. 4-18.
Authorize approving roster of Brick Community Emergency Response Team, CERT.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This resolution approves the roster of Brick Community Emergency Response Team members as required by the Township's risk manager for any potential coverage needed tied to actions taken within the scope and the direction of the Office of Emergency Management. Thank you.
Thank you. 419.
Authorize opposing the state of New Jersey's increase in motor fuel tax.
Thank you. This resolution opposes an increase in the state motor fuels tax, which directly raises the cost of our residents' daily commutes. This places a disproportionate financial burden on the hardworking residents of Brick who have no practical alternatives to driving. Thank you. 420.
420A is an inspection fund release for Block 548.07, Lot 1, sorry. B is an inspection fund release for Block 685, Lot 1. C is a performance bond release for Block 701, Lot 9. D is a performance bond release for Block 701, Lot 9. E is a performance bond release for Block 701, Lot 9. F is a performance bond release for Block 701, Lot 9. G is an inspection fund release for Block 867, Lot 5. H is an inspection fund release for Block 1170, Lot 21. And I is an inspection fund release for Block 1210.12, Lot 68.
Thank you. 421.
21A is 100% DAV widow of veteran deduction at Block 1192.02, Lot 126. 21B is 100% DAV widow of veteran deduction at Block 1281.71, Lot 14.01.
Thank you. 422.
Authorize application of recreational improvement grant.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes a grant application to the Department of Community Affairs for $43,500 for the Recreation Department to install batting, pitching, and catching cage equipment and safety netting to support the expansion of the youth and adult softball programming. Thank you. That's the end of the consent agenda. Can I have a motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to the public for questions on the resolutions only.
Sam Foster, 2C Clark Street, Manchester. This is more of a comment or question rather than a question. On Resolution 20, now I know I'm going to be controversial, but I understand people's concerns about the motor fuels tax that's been, I think that was implemented under Governor Chris Christie's term as governor. But we have, the way I understand this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the question I have is, isn't the whole reason for the motor vehicle gas tax because the transportation fund was being in danger of running out? And that's what the gas tax is, what helps fund the depleted funds in that area. Because my concern is that if there isn't an increase in the motor vehicle fuels tax, that could have an adverse impact on things like road repair and things like that, because the state just didn't have any money. I remember when Governor, I believe it was Chris Christie, because I remember listening to a radio station and they were talking about it. But the purpose of this fuel tax is to replenish the transportation fund, and if that if this is not if the fuel tax is not increased, then what does that mean for residents as far as the safety of the vehicles, like road maintenance, bridge maintenance, and repair? I'm a delivery driver. That's very important to me because I've been stuck in traffic when bridges had work done. Does anybody know specifics about the fuel tax? Because, like I said, as I remember, my memory is not good anymore anyway. I'm 65, just turned 65. But what I remembered is that the fuel tax was implemented to replenish that transportation fund. And I understand your concerns about the increase of the fuel tax and how it will affect residents throughout the state, not just in Burke Township. But we have to look at what impact will happen if this fuel tax is not implemented You know, there has to be some give. You know, I remember back when I used to live in Brook Township when they had under the Cropos administration, we had that large 18% tax increase, and they're very upfront and honest with us. They told us, look, this is the situation. We had Hurricane Sandy. The state cut $1.6 million of aid. We don't have any money now. We either have the tax increase or we shut down the entire public works department, lock, stock, and barrel. And so, you know, but I was, you know, out there talking to citizens about that. So we have to look at this from the standpoint of, yeah, sure, this is painful to motorists, but what is the alternative? Because we need to have that the New Jersey. I know I might be referring to it the wrong way, but the New Jersey Transportation Fund. That's a very vital part of the state's budget, and if it doesn't have any influx of cash from the motor vehicle fuels tax, where's that money come from to make sure that our roads are safe and bridges are safe and properly maintained and repaired? We have bridges right here in Brick. Looking Road Bridge, that was just worked on years ago. But, you know, like, you understand what I'm saying? The money has to come somewhere. So if we don't have it in, if people are not affected by having the motor vehicle fuels tax increased, where is that money going to go to fund the Department of Transportation's fund?
So, Ms.
So-
Bergen, we did status briefly on this. Was there anything to add, or do we want to get back to Mr. Foster? Or?
I can tell you that the taxes collected from this do go to the state transportation trust fund. Pays for roads, bridges, and other transportation. I think everybody supports an infrastructure improvement. You know, the state does. I think that's not the issue. The issue is who bears the burden of that. And I think the point of this is because Brick has one of the highest populations of commuters in the state, because there's not a lot of other alternatives as opposed to like towns in North Jersey, that there's a disproportionate burden placed on residents here to fund transportation projects around the state, and it should be done in a manner that's more fair to Brick residents, to other residents around the state.
Okay, I understand that, but my original point, I don't want to come across as someone who's in favor of tax increases. I'm not, but, you know, nobody wants their taxes raised, but the problem is we have to look at this from a large standpoint, and that is, okay, you cut the, if there's no increase in motor vehicle fuels tax, as Mr. Starkey just said, then what happens, what impact will there be on the citizens in Brick Township when our roads are not properly maintained and repaired and bridges are not maintained properly, repaired and maintained? Because that is a very dangerous situation. There's several bridges right here in Brick. Fortunately, they're small. Looking Bridge and Route 71. But we have problem. Bless you.
Bless
we
you.
have. We need to look at that from the. You know, it's easy to talk about. Not. I remember that. Like I said, time is up. I remember years ago when they had this problem. We had a. I was out there with Mr. Lamb, in fact, years ago about well, I'm not going to get involved in that. I don't want to be. But you know, my point, my concern is the money we have to have the money come from somewhere. So if we do not have an increase in motor vehicles fuel tax, then how is our roads and bridges going to be properly maintained and repaired? So, you know, so you pay more money in taxes, or you pay more money in, you know, the motor fuels tax. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to come across as being pro-tax or tax and spend or anything like that. You know, but my concern is, you know, bridges and road repairs are very important, and if the money doesn't come from a fuel tax, then where does it come from? And if citizens in town, if the concern is that the citizens in town are would have to pay an unfair burden of the fuel tax, then what happens, what do you tell citizens when bridges need repair and roads need repair? I mean, I know we've had a lot of problems over the years with people complaining about the roads not being, you know, maintained properly in town. I just want people to look at the big picture, so to speak. That's all. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the public on the resolutions only? Yes, sir. Mr. Calderis.
Yes, sir. Welcome, everybody. Glad I get here. Mike Calderis, right? 331 Stinson. Do we still do that, right? I just have a couple questions. Let's start with, just help me understand if you can. The transfer of the dedicated account for snow removal. If you could just tell me how much is being transferred, and then how much do we have left in the dedicated account? It'd be cool numbers to have.
Well, $187,000 is being transferred. Ms. Bergen, do you have what is currently
Just
in the
shy
account?
of 500,000.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Now, really quick, can you take me through, I know we heard, opinions on this, but I'd love your guys' opinion. The authorizing, the opposing of the state increase in fuel tax. Can you just tell me why? Like, why are we doing that? Just out of, curiosity. Your decisions, what went into factor in our decision to do that as a town?
In terms of opposing the increase,
Yes, yeah. What was the thought process, if you don't mind me asking?
just to oppose an increase.
Okay. There wasn't, because he brought up a lot of do we kick that around? So what I'm asking is, we're opposing this by legislation. I'm just wondering, or what's going to happen from here? Is this just for show, or does this get grouped with other? I'm trying to understand why we're doing it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Am I making sense?
In terms of,
If I may?
go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
The legislation is pending in the state. It's
Yes,
approved by the
yeah.
state. The town doesn't have an official role in it. This resolution is to indicate the township's, the mayor and township council's opposition to the increase that's proposed by the state. We don't have a formal role in that
Okay.
process. The legislators vote how they vote.
You're just letting them know. You're letting them know officially that we disagree with this.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. And do you know the reasons why we're doing it? Did we formulate reasons why? What are the top three? If I had to ask you why,
I feel like Mr. Starkey just provided that in response to Mr. Forrester's question.
okay, but I'm asking
We
for
have a
top
dispro-
three, the top three reasons that I could kind of kick around. Why are we opposing it? That's all. That's what I'm asking.
We're
He
going
didn't really
to
answer all of it.
residents within Brick
Okay.
that are going to incur an increase in fuel costs.
Okay.
Are going to have those funds collected from them and potentially used anywhere within the state, as opposed to used here
Okay.
within Brick.
I like
People
that.
in
No, that's
Brick
a great
don't have
answer.
the opportunity, a lot of opportunities, to choose a different mode of transportation. We're a driving town.
Okay.
Heck, we're a boating town. Fuel costs are going to raise the cost of boating. Cost of fueling a boat is pretty high already,
Oh yeah.
right? So we either boat less, drive less, or pay more. We think that there's other ways that the state can do what they need to do than put an unfair burden on a community that doesn't have maybe state-funded public transportation options like other parts of the state.
Okay. Awesome. That was a great answer. Thank you. That's all I was looking for. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Okay, seeing none, closing public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
I vote yes.
President Feynman.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. 423, please.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Computer bill resolution in the amount of $17,249,418.61.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second on the computer bill resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Close council. Open to the public for questions on the computer bill resolution. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes.
Thank you.
424, please.
Be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Brick that the following bills be paid and that the mayor and clerk be and are hereby authorized to draw orders on the treasurer for the amounts of the same. Manual bill resolution in the amount of $2,034,781.66.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second on the manual bill resolution?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Close council. Open to the public for questions on the bill, on the manual bill resolution. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rena.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes. Moving on to number 5.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition and purchase of real property for open space preservation purposes by and in the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appropriating $431,000. Therefore, inclusion of Green Acres grant in the amount of $323,250 received or expected to be received from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, and authorizing the issuance of $431,000 in bonds or notes of the township to finance the costs thereof.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council?
No.
Close council. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Marina.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes.
Thank you.
5-2.
Bond ordinance providing for the acquisition and purchase of real property for the open space preservation purposes by and in the Township of Brick in the County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appropriating $296,000, therefore, inclusion of a Green Acres grant in the amount of $222,000 received or expected to be received from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection, and authorizing the issuance of $296,000 in bonds or notes of the township to finance the costs thereof.
Thank you. Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. The bond ordinance provides for $296,000 in bonds for the open space acquisition of vacant land on Summit Avenue. The township has submitted a Green Acres funding application to be reimbursed for the purchase. This property was recommended for presentation from the Brick Open Space Savers Committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Close council. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Marina.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feinman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on to 6-1.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, endorsing a reduction in the posted speed limit on West Princeton Avenue and Ocean County roadway from 35 miles per hour to 30 miles per hour.
Thank you. Councilman Menachino.
Thank you. The Township Council Public Safety Committee is requesting this ordinance following the request of the Ocean County engineer to lower the speed limit to 30 miles per hour. The county completed 2 speed studies along West Princeton Avenue. The county speed study and analysis included field measurements of vehicle speed, review of the 85th percentile and average speeds, and review of the number of vehicles exceeding the speed limits by 5 and 10 miles per hour. In addition, they utilized the Federal Highway Administration speed management safety methodology to determine a recommended speed limit based on the various factors. Determining the existing speed limit is appropriate for the road. The existing speed limit on West Princeton Avenue is 35. The collected data supports lowering the speed limit to 30 miles an hour. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Close council. Open to the public.
Can I have access to the data? Just out of curiosity? I would just love to see what the difference 5 miles an hour would make, so for my own understanding.
So it was a county traffic study.
Okay.
They sent a letter request to us indicating that they had done a study and so on and so forth, but I don't know that we got copies of their data.
Okay, do you know like the results, like how much they think it's gonna reduce accidents or speeding or any, like what were the results of it that were doing it?
Well, that's not the sort of information that's in the data.
Okay,
The data is how people are actually behaving on the road, and then it's their recommendation, the county's recommendation, that we reduce the speed limit based on the current driving patterns.
yeah, so what did they measure, like how they were behaving on the road? What are some of the things that they would measure?
Speed.
Oh,
Basically,
it's just speed. It's just-
volume,
okay.
speed,
Not
direction
accidents?
of cars. I'm sure that they take into consideration accidents. When we do our
Okay.
speed studies in town, our police department reports on accidents within the last 12 or 24-month period.
what was
And
like
they
the-
also
sorry. Sorry.
specify whether or not those accidents were in any way related to speeding when we consider these things.
Or were they? Like, what was the average speed people were going, just out of curiosity? Because it's 35 now, you said, right? Were people traveling like 40, 45 because of that? Do
So
we think
80
like, what do we think the results are going to be is basically what I'm asking.
The 85th percentile showed that there was, 85th percentile was driving 10 miles an hour
Okay.
above.
So
that's why
most
they
people are
wanted
traveling
to reduce-
45 down the road.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're looking to reduce that part of it. Gotcha. And we think by bringing it to 30, that they might only go 40 kind of thing? Okay. All right.
I just want to clarify,
Yeah.
this is a county road, so the council's not reducing the speed limit. This is.
Oh, no, I got it, yeah.
For the county to do it, they need an endorsement from the township.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering what the, why we endorsed it, basically, was what the questions I was asking, so. All right. Awesome, thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Marina.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes.
Thank you.
6-2, please.
An ordinance of the Township of Brick, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, authorizing a lease of Milano Park, Block 548.01, lots 21, 23.04, to the Brick Township Police Athletic League, a nonprofit corporation.
Councilwoman Travers.
Thank you, Council President. This ordinance authorizes the renewal of a lease agreement with the Police Athletic League for the property of Drum Point Road. The lease agreement is renewed for an additional 5 years. The PAL has a history of providing community programs and offers recreational facilities on site to the PAL membership as well as the general public. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Open to council. Seeing none, close council. Open to the public. Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Councilman Albanese.
Yes.
Councilman Menachino.
Yes.
Councilwoman Marina.
Yes.
Councilman Cohen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Travers.
Yes.
Vice President Ambrosino.
Yes.
President Feynman.
Yes.
Thank you.
That brings us to number 7, public comments.
Please note that each person addressing the council during any section of the meeting during which public comment is permitted shall limit his or her remarks to 5 minutes pursuant to Brick Township Administrative Code, Section 2-33B.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public with comments? Yes, Mr. Forster.
Just so you know, my name is Foster, not Forrester. So.
My apologies. I'm so
Police
sorry.
chief is Forrester, so I'm not that well connected. So believe me. Anyway,
Sorry about
Sam
that.
Foster, 2C Lark Street, Manchester. The reason why I came here tonight, first of all, I want to congratulate everybody who had elections. I haven't been here since then. I had a lot of stuff going on, health problems. So congratulations to Councilman Albanese, Rena, and Cohen, and congratulations to Mayor Crate on her re-election. Now, the main reason I came here tonight was because I read that former Mayor Scarpelli, Joe Scarpelli, died. And I wanted to speak out and to compliment him. And I want people to, we all know the problems that he had, but I want people to remember him the way I remembered him, and that is as a mayor who did great things for our town. He created Summerfest. He, I believe that this was all mentioned as an obituary. He was also responsible for the Brick Pal Center, not Brick Pal Center, the whatever that is on Chambersbridge Road, the what? No, the thing with kids. What is that thing? You know, the kid things, the kid recreation center for the kids on next to the high school. What is it? Civic Plaza, whatever that thing is here. But yeah, but like I said, he was a mayor. He was a good man. He was a good man. He was a good mayor, and he was corrupted by politics, which does that to a lot of people. And we've seen it happen a lot of times, but he was a good man. I played chess in Hamilton. I played chess with I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but this is very important to me because I feel very bad about what happened to him and his family, because he was a good mayor, and he's a good person, good man, despite what happened to him. And this man that I played chess with, he was a guard at Fort Dix prison, and he said that he guarded Mayor Scarpelli, and all Mayor Scarpelli did was cry all day long. He was truly remorseful for what he did. And I would like people to remember Mayor Scarpelli the way I do, as a good mayor and a good man who was corrupted by politics. There are a lot of people that corrupt people that get into politics because we've all heard about, I remember Abscam way back in the 1970s. I don't know, the younger people up there probably don't remember that, but the old, when there was well, I'm not going to dwell on that too much. They nailed some congressmen anyway, taking bribes, but he was truly a man that was a good mayor, and he was a good man, and I hope that everybody remembers his accomplishments for this town. And I'm going to miss him. I really do. And I would like people to remember that he was truly remorseful for what he did. And there are a lot of people, not just in politics, but that are not remorseful for them. They're I don't know the word to use, but they're like not a synonym of arrogant. They're like unrepentant, I guess would be the word. Mm-hmm. They pretty much will even taunt people what they've done. So when you see someone like that is truly remorseful, I would hope that his accomplishments for this town and his care for this town is what everybody remember about him, because, like I said, he's a good man, he was a good mayor, he served us quite well as a mayor, and I think we all should remember him in a positive way. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words. Anyone else from public? Yes, sir, Mr. Bacon.
My name is Charlie Bacon, 366 Rancocas Drive. Good evening, Mayor, Council, Administration. A couple of things I'd like to talk about tonight. The first one is the Wawa left turn violation I saw. On February 3rd, on Tuesday at 4:15, I was across from the Wawa at my doctor's office. A Wawa tractor-trailer food truck was making an illegal left-hand turn. The sign was clearly posted. They're not supposed to make that left-hand turn in front of the Wawa. The truck could not get in because of the westbound traffic. Wouldn't allow them to come in. Going eastbound, the traffic was backed up through the intersection of Jack Martin Boulevard and Barb Lane. So I have a couple questions. I've been in front of this council and mayor many times about the Wawa, about drive-throughs, Popeyes, the original application with Wawa, and allowing left-hand turns. All right? When the Wawa application was approved or memorialized, as I would call it, going through the Board of Adjustment, in that memorialization of that application, it probably had specific times when deliveries could be made, whether it was the food truck, the fuel trucks, or garbage pickup. So my question to the administration, what are those pickup times? They got to be, I'm assuming, on an application that big, they're clearly stated. And I'd like to have the administration follow up on that. The other question I have is how many summons have been issued since no left-hand turn signs have been up on 88, and also the no left-hand turn coming out of the exit of Wawa. Now, recommendations, it's kind of ironic, we talked about a traffic study on West Princeton Avenue. I've lived in this town for many years. Not until recently did I know where West Princeton Avenue was. And that goes back to many, many years ago, before Laurelton Circle was probably even around. So my recommendation is that the administration potentially petition the state of New Jersey to do a traffic study. Let's think about the Wawa right now. The Wawa you have in there now, the Board of Adjustment has approved 3 new drive-throughs. At your first reorg meeting in January, the resident came up here and talked about the car wash across the street from it. Can't even imagine what that kind of traffic burden is going to come when all those new facilities are in play. So I recommend that. I'll have other comments that I want to make after the administration comes back. In particular, I'd like to know what the delivery times are, because I can't really speak about something if I don't know if that's a violation. With my remaining time, I wanted to talk about red light violations. I've been up here in front of this board many times about this. Back in October 24, I talked about a day in the life of Charlie Bacon going to Silverton. I live off of Princeton Avenue. I'm in this town 12 minutes. And in that 12 minutes going to work, I probably see 6 to 7 cars, trucks, whatever else going through red lights. All right? So a new encounter I had to go to work on December 2nd around 6 a.m. My boss decided to have a meeting at 6:30. I don't know why, but he did. So I'm going. I'm waiting at the light, traffic light at Post Road and 88. Now, how can I tell if a car goes through a red light? It's pretty simple. My light's green, they're in. They're actually in the intersection at this point. I don't have cameras, I don't have any of those devices. So I waited and I went. I make my turn off to go down Brick Boulevard, and unbeknownst to me at the time, there was actually, I believe, 2 patrol cars that actually stopped for the red light going on 88 westbound. Another situation occurred on 1-8. This one I had a little bit more detail. To be honest with you, on December 2nd, I didn't have a pen handy. At 7:55 a.m., I'm sitting. Council President, all right if I continue?
Yeah, if you want to wrap up real quick.
I'll try.
Okay.
The light turns, I'm going down Brick Boulevard heading to Silverton. The light turns red at the intersection, Brick Boulevard and Chambers Bridge Road. All right? Clearly I stop. There's a white SUV next to me that does not stop, goes through a red light. The opposite side on Brick Boulevard heading, I guess you would say eastbound, going to make a left-hand turn onto Chambers Bridge, is a police car there. So my question on that is, I'm assuming on both these incidents that I'm coming up here that I observed, is what is the police procedure for people going through red lights when they're in what I would call a line-of-sight vision? Just kind of curious. How many summonses have been written at a major intersection of people going through red lights? What is the breakdown of accidents at these major intersections? And what changes has the administration made to reduce the red light violation? Thank you for allowing me to extend. Have a good evening.
Of course. And real quick, when you talked about the meeting, 6:30, is that AM or PM?
Oh, I'm sorry, AM.
AM, oof.
Yeah, it was kind of tough.
Yeah.
But I was awake.
All right, very
Yeah.
good. All right, thank you for
So
that
thank you for the
clarification.
extended time. Have a good evening.
You got it. Thank you. Is there anyone else from public? Yes, sir.
You want to restate my name and everything again, or?
You could welcome us to the meeting again.
I do want to congratulate everybody and welcome everybody, and of course, invite everybody on the show if you would ever like to come on. I would love to have every single one of you guys on. That would be wonderful. You know, I can't. I have to ask, right? So
don't blame you.
I'm going to talk about one thing, and I know it's kind of on the forefront of everybody's mind is the snow removal. So, I'm just going to let everybody know there's been a couple storms this year. Now, I get we haven't had a lot of storms, and I do get the problems that you're having. Contractors probably aren't, available as they used to be in the whole 9 yards. The roads are pretty dangerous, and it seems like because of how we treated this last storm, with only 1 pass or 1.5 passes through streets, we still have 4 feet of snow on the side of one of my roads. You go down all of these roads in Brick, some are still iced over, right? I know we were selectively salting. I saw the truck kind of selectively salting. That was a week after they stayed completely iced up. So I just have a couple things that are on my mind. It seems like we have no money for salt, or it seems like we have no availability for salt. It seems like we have no money for snow removal. So I'm just kind of wondering can I ask a question, like how many more storms can we handle that we have funding for? You know, because I know this last storm was hard. This was a hard storm. I was
We
in.
can handle any snow event that comes. If we had to do an emergency appropriation, we would.
Okay.
So what's in our snow trust fund is definitely enough for us to get through another storm. And we have salt. Salt was delivered. Salt shortages has been addressed for Brick Township. We
Okay.
have our deliveries. So
Was that an issue? Is that why we were selectively kind of salting, or? Yeah, we definitely were. We definitely were. I mean, the trucks
To
were
be clear,
100% kind of just
DPW
pulling up, spraying it, driving to another little patch, spraying it.
To be clear, DPW was instructed to salt every road, not selectively.
Okay, so the salting, it didn't
And
seem
we
like
had
it was
enough
done
salt,
for.
And we also had enough money for the snowstorm. There was not a shortage of money. There was not a shortage of contractors. There was not a shortage of equipment
So why was it so
or
bad?
time.
If you don't mind me asking, like, 'cause so
Can I
roads
just
are
ask you
still
to clarify
pretty
real
bad,
quick?
if you don't
Mike?
mind me saying.
What do you mean by bad?
So, like I just explained.
Sure.
When you have first off, you only did one pass or 1.5 passes. You still have 4 feet left of snow still on many roads.
There certainly
You have
is. So the snow on the side of the road is kind of what you're talking about,
Let me just
right?
finish off.
I just
I'm
want to
talking-
clarify,
I'm
you're kind
talking-
of referring to the snow on the side of the road.
Okay,
that
so no,
remains.
I am talking about going through neighborhoods where you only have 1 or 1.5 plows. I'm talking about our streets that are right in front of where the old Quaker Steak and Lube used to be. There's a big mound still like halfway in the middle of the road. You kind of still have to get over with. I have a dolly. When I'm talking about a very bad job, I've been through this entire storm. I did 55 hours in it. Okay, I understand how hard it was. It didn't seem like for the week afterwards we had anybody in trucks pushing snow piles back. There was so much more work left to do in this town, and it seems like we stopped and didn't do any more work after the first 3 or 4 days. When I got home, everything stopped. The driveway or the neighborhoods were sheets of ice for a week and a half. Complete sheets of ice, right? And now you still have, I mean, this is what, 3 weeks later, and we still have roads that only have 1 lane going in and out of them. And I'm just wondering why we didn't have trucks running. If we have lack of guys, like, did every one of the DPW guys have to go back to work, so we stopped plowing them, making them plow roads? Because that still needed to happen, and it seemed like it stopped. So that's exactly what I mean by a bad job. I really think it was a horrific job, 2 out of 3 storms.
Well, I can personally attest to seeing plows removing a lot of what you're talking about, maybe not everywhere, but moving what you're talking about at roads where there wasn't sufficient, especially busy intersections. I know Morris Ave is kind of a cut through off of 70 if you want to get to 78. That whole left turn lane was kind of shut down easily 8 days after the storm. So I don't believe that work stopped. The most compounding factor to what we've all been dealing with in town for what happened in this last storm is we are used to getting storms, especially ones where we get a lot of snow, and maybe it's 2 or 3 days before we get back above freezing. We've all, and not just us, every community in Ocean County, every community in New Jersey, and like nearly 40% of the country have been dealing with an extraordinary amount of snow that's turned into ice and stayed ice for now going on 3 weeks.
It got heavy. I can tell you right now. My machine was ripping right through it, and all of a sudden it rained.
I wish I
and then
had
it
your
got to 10
machine.
degrees. Trust
I
me.
had a log splitter in my front yard,
So
breaking up ice chunks.
Yeah, so you could have called me. I would 100% came to your house. I would have charged you, a couple $100 to do it. That's the truth. But
My
no,
log
so
splitter worked fine.
just so I could tell you real quick, and I'll wrap it up. I was there 4 or 5 days after the storm, still digging people out of their driveways, and I can tell you, pulling up with a truck and a trailer with a Bobcat on it, I had nowhere to park. And if I did that right now, I'm telling you right now, 3 weeks later, I will have nowhere to park. We stopped plowing. I mean, we just did. And that's the appearance. And the appearance is we have no money for it. So I'm just telling you, that's the talk. So thanks, guys.
If I may, we did not stop plowing. We had crews out every single day for the last 2 weeks, clearing corners, clearing lines of sight in every single neighborhood, every single day. And it wasn't just township employees out there doing it. It wasn't just our public works doing it. We were in communication with the county, and they were doing the same thing. We still had county trucks out last week on Friday clearing intersections because people couldn't see. So to be clear, you may have the impression that we were not out there doing it, but our public works guys were out every single day, clearing corners, clearing lines of sight, clearing out areas of streets to make them safer. There are 1,500 roads that our DPW is in charge of in this township, and nearly 800 miles of roads. So while I appreciate the fact that you cleared out driveways for people over 55 hours, we had multiple employees working multiple hours beyond that for over 2 weeks doing all of that work. And if there was an issue in your neighborhood that you had a specific problem with, you should have reached out to my office and we would have helped, we'd have taken care of it. We can debate this, but I'm just telling you, I understand what you're saying, but you're giving the impression that we had no money and no employees out there doing this work, and that is completely inaccurate.
I said that's the impression.
And I said, it is incorrect, I'm telling you. And anyone that I spoke to that called that had an issue was happy when it was resolved.
I would argue the entire town still has an issue.
I think
You can certainly have that argument.
if you two
I
want
would
to continue
disagree.
this conversation, you guys can do it after the meeting. We have another gentleman from the public. Yes,
Joe
sir.
Lamb, 386 Wisteria Drive, Brick. In regard to two individuals that had come up here and you listened to this council meeting, some of these problems could be resolved by them if they took photos or video presentations of where these problems occurred so that we could all see it or show it to you. And by just coming up and saying these things and using the terminology that they're using, you don't know which way to go on it. So it would be very helpful for anybody if they have any kind of situations where they think that something occurred. You know, we all have iPhones. Take a video of it for crying out loud. So that's all I have to say. Thanks very much.
Thank you, and that's a great idea. And I think for the Plow My Road link, you're able to upload pictures. Is that correct? And the mayor is one of the most approachable, reachable mayors. You can always email her as well. She's very responsive, so thank you, sir. Is there anyone else from the public? I'm so sorry. They're very strict with me about the rules. Everyone only gets one. All right. Yes, sir.
Bob Matliano, Brick. Thanks for the opportunity to be on that committee. I got something I want to bring up that I went to a meeting at the Board of Adjustments the other day about the asphalt plant that's going to happen over here. So I did a lot of research. I talked to the MUA, and I also talked to their John Jackson, their attorney, trying to get everything situated here in my own brain because I like to analyze everything, and me personally, I use a lot of common sense. So the asphalt company's been there for quite a while. Everybody's worried about the water with the runoff. In that industry, you're going to get runoff from oil. There's no doubt in my mind. So it has runoff. They want to put tanks there and keep everything confined. They also want to do a different filtration system when it burns. So right now, this building here, the school over there that kids are going for 4 years are breathing oil, asphalt smell, which is oil and everything else. I have COPD from fixing cars because I never smoked a day in my life. But it's oil and everything else. So my point is, over there, it's there now. It's probably going to end up staying. So my thoughts are, if they're going to improve everything there, they're going to stop everything from going into the water. They're going to try to stop all the emissions, which is all the state-of-the-art stuff. This is 1956, as they were telling me. 56 to now, there's a lot of improvements. So if it's going to happen, which is my thoughts, it probably will, we should do the improvements. If we argue it and fight them, and they're going to sit there and say, we're not doing nothing, we're going to keep it the way it is, it just doesn't make sense. You're still going to have the same contamination, and it's all in violation because grandfathered in right now. So if they want to make improvements and make everything state-of-the-art, my thoughts are, we should try to talk to the public, and I know they come to the meeting and all that, but make them aware of what everything's gonna happen. You know, a little bit more than what they know. You know, we come to the Board of Adjustment meeting, these guys, be honest with you, this code, nobody, it was a waste of time. So if everybody gets right to the point, this is what we're gonna do, either we could do it or we're not gonna do it. And if they close it off, it's gonna get closed off, you know, it's not gonna be. But to me, I think it's gonna end up happening, the way it looks. I think it should, you know, kind of go through for the state-of-the-art to help everybody environmentally. The biggest thing is environment. That's pretty much what I wanted to say, is just about that plant, because if it stays, it's got to be improved. It just can't sit the way it is. And if it's going to get shut down, and then we got a big cleanup over there, because that's in 1956, so you're going to have a lot of contamination. So, and I made another suggestion. Instead of having that traffic pull out onto Chambers Bridge, why don't we use this side road over here where the light is? Let the trucks come out over here so they have a light there and everything's used over there. Just a thought, safety, you know, instead of the trucks turning in there, now they could come in to the side over there. You know, just a thought. All right,
Okay,
thanks.
thank you.
Can I make a response, Mr.
Of course.
Madaliano?
President
Bob,
May
before
I
you
say
go.
something before you speak?
Absolutely.
Sure.
You have some very thoughtful comments, and I don't want you to take the mayor or council's silence on the matter to think that they don't have views of their own on significant issues. The fact of the matter is the application on this plant is pending before the zoning board. You know, there are going to be additional hearings on it.
Right.
And because there's a pending application, and because that's an independent board, it's not appropriate, while that's pending, for the governing body here to speak on it. Now, my suggestion is, at that hearing, at the zoning board hearings, they have public comment periods. And you can get up, you can say exactly what you said here and have it be heard by the zoning board. The zoning board will be making a decision on the application at some point. They will receive and seek public input before they do it. But while it's pending there, I've advised this governing body, as I always do with a pending application, not to speak on it, because the concern is that would, you know, have an unfair impact, either way it goes, on the
Right.
zoning board's
Right.
ruling on it.
But I'm a public, so I figured I'd make
No.
a comment, you know.
You
just
feel free to
get it
comment,
out there,
absolutely.
so,
You can absolutely get up and comment,
you know,
certainly.
just try to make people understand. I mean, you know, do I want it? I live right on the water at the end of it, so it's, you know. But if it's gonna happen, and then they improve it 1,000 times over and make everything EPA and whatever we have to do, you know, if it's gonna stay, it's gonna stay. So why not upgrade it and make it state-of-the-art or whatever we have to do, you know? Just like any other building, you know? If these buildings, you know, some of the old buildings, let's update them and make everything more modern, you know, where we can, you know?
My point is, make your thoughts known to the zoning board that's going to make the decision on it. You're free to speak here, but it might be more effective to go there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, my comments were exactly what Mr. Starkey was going
I knew
to
it
guide
too,
you on,
but I
Bob.
just had to say it.
Yeah. And I appreciate it, and if you didn't have a chance to speak last time, like he had mentioned, I'm sure that you will, and I'd very much appreciate that you share all of your feelings, right, and your opinions with the Board of Adjustment. But I'd also like to congratulate you on your appointment to the Tourism Development Commission. I'm very happy that you're able to participate in that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And one last thing, right, Mr. Starkey, the records that are reviewed, the transcripts of the meetings, right, that the Board of Adjustment are available to the public, is that accurate?
The audio of the meeting is available, the minutes are available when they're done, and obviously it's in this room, it's an open public hearing, anyone can attend as well.
That's right, but I think even Mr. Bacon had made some mention that he was curious about some of the details of applications that were reviewed and discussion that occurred in a Board of Adjustment meeting that was some time ago about that Wawa. I just want clarification that those things are available, right?
Yes,
that they are
and the
available.
documents filed with the township, there will be application documents.
Yeah.
There will be review letters, and that's all publicly available.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from public? Seeing none, close public. Roll call.
Close public.
Close public. We're just going to close and move on. I think that's best. Madam Clerk.
I also wanted to give condolences to the Scarpelli family for their loss. Mayor Scarpelli died 30 years ago. So I appreciate that opportunity. It's been a good run. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Secretary. Thank you. Councilman Albanese.
My condolences as well. I knew Scarpelli from soccer back in the 70s. Always nice guy.
Thank you. Councilman Minikino.
No, I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Reyna.
Yes, I just wanted to share that I was fortunate and very much appreciate the opportunity. I attended an educational session on the 31st for new council members, which was extremely enlightening and very informative. Also had the opportunity this past week to join the Mayor's Senior Advisory Council and hear concerns of a number of the members of our senior communities. So that's something I plan to regularly attend, and want to say thank you for having me there.
Thank you. Councilman Cohen.
I'd like to express my condolences to Mayor Scarpelli's family. I have fond memories of him growing up. He was the mayor that was everywhere. You'd be at a picnic and he is there flipping hamburgers, and then you would go to another function and the man was there too. It was like he was everywhere all the time. So, we know his history. Putting that aside, I think he was one of our great mayors. And again, my condolences to his family.
Thank you. Councilwoman Travers.
This past weekend, I was fortunate enough to go over to Civic Plaza. I brought my 8-year-old to the Valentine's Day dance, which was a lot of fun. The Recreation Department did a great job putting that together. I've taken him, a couple years ago took my older son, and this year got to do it with him. So it's fun, and I look forward to taking my youngest in a few years. But I just wanted to say how much fun that was. And the Recreation Department's always doing really neat events, and happy Valentine's Day.
Awesome. How was the dancing?
It was all right.
Yeah. Great. Council Vice President Ambrosino.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'd also just like to echo what Councilman Cohen said and extend my deepest condolences to the Scarpelli family. Not commenting in any way, shape, or form on his performance as a mayor or anything that occurred. He was still a father and a grandfather, and it hurts everyone when we lose someone. So I'm sure we can all empathize with that. I do want to just kind of add on some of what we were talking about with Mr. Calderese. Look, man, I absolutely understand and empathize with how folks feel in town. Right, I do. I mean, personally, my road didn't even get its first plow until like 11:30 p.m. Sunday night, and I think I had already been out shoveling because I got a bunch of sidewalk that I've got to maintain. Not everybody has taken care of their sidewalks. 3 times that day. And then it all froze over when I got plowed in, and I had to go out and spend hours working it the next day as well. The thing I'd like to say is I don't think that we're ever going to feel happy about the way that the snow gets treated. Like, it's just not, right? I mean, that would take everybody's street being plowed first, everybody's street being plowed a second and a third time, right? And at some point, we do need to balance sort of what's realistic and required in order to make sure that we maintain safety, first and foremost, access for our residents, access for our first responders, and then over time, allowing people to get their disrupted lives back to normal with what is probably one of the largest expenditures that we've made for snow removal in some time. Ms. Bergen, you'd have better experience than me, but it was a very big price tag that went into what we were able to do. And it wasn't enough. It'll never be enough because enough is almost impossible. That's why every winter I pray for less and less snow. My kids hate me for that, but be that as it may. But I agree, right? You know, it's tough. This is a disruptive event when it occurs in our town, and it could always be better, but it's never going to be as good as we all want it to be. I think is about it. And that's
All
it for
right.
me.
Thank you. I'm going to shift gears ever so slightly and talk about West Orange, which is my hometown. Not snow, no. So Brick Rec is hosting a bus trip to Turtleback Zoo in West Orange. The trip takes place on Saturday, April 18th, and you could register on Community Pass, or you can call 732-262-1073 to learn more. For those who haven't been to the Turtleback Zoo, it's a fantastic zoo, one of the best in all of New Jersey, so highly
One of the best
recommend it.
zoos in West Orange.
That's right. Of all the zoos in West Orange, that's the best. So as always, stay safe and have fun. That's all I have. Moving on to Mr. Starkey.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to also express my condolences to the Scarpelli family. Like the Township Clerk and our Council Secretary, my firm was appointed first under Mayor Scarpelli to be the Township Attorney. Was my father, actually. And he was always decent to me, to my family, and I agree. I think he was really a great mayor for Brick. That's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Starkey. Ms. Bergen.
I'd just like to echo my sentiments of sympathy for the Scarpelli family.
Thank you. Mayor Crate.
Thank you. I also would like to send my condolences to the Scarpelli family. Although I never personally had a relationship with Mayor Scarpelli, I do know many people who have and who've all had fond, kind words regarding him. So condolences to his family and, you know, a grateful heart for his service to our township while he was here. I will say just one more second on the snow. Everything that I said was honestly in defense of our workers who were out there working diligently every single day. Could we do better? Yes, we can always do better. I think there were extenuating circumstances with regard to the temperatures in this storm, the ice, the hours of ice that fell from the sky after the first plows went through, and we did our best to deal with it accordingly afterwards. Our change is going to be made, our improvements going to be made, absolutely. So just to be clear on that. A couple of things that we do have coming up in town that I just want to highlight. The first being on Friday, February 20th. I'm just proud to announce that through Choose Love Celebrate Life, our CLCL Foundation, Community Threads will be opening in Civic Plaza. We will be doing a ribbon cutting. Again, that's Friday, February 20th at 4 p.m. The public is invited out to celebrate with us and to learn more about what Community Threads is and what we will have to offer to Brick Township and anyone in the surrounding area that needs assistance. And second to that, Community Threads will be open on Saturday, February 21st, and the public is invited to come in and take a tour so that you can see what the space looks like. And if you are in need, we encourage you to come by during that time and all future open hours that we'll have available. Also on Saturday, February 21st at 3 p.m. in Civic Plaza, we will be hosting our Brick birthday party. Brick will be 176 this year, so we don't look a day over 175, I know, but you are invited out with your family to celebrate. We have a lot of vendors that come out. It's really a community event. We have our firefighters, our EMS, our police, lots of businesses come out, the public library. A lot of our civic organizations participate as well. It's a fun couple of hours for the kids and family. So we invite you out to Civic Plaza to celebrate Brick's 176th birthday on Saturday, February 21st at 3 p.m. And finally, we will be hosting our Brick Hero Awards again this year. That will take place on Friday, March 20th at Brick Memorial High School beginning at 7 p.m. We invite the public to come out to the event. However, nominations are currently open, so if there is a Brick hero in your life that you would like to see celebrated, I encourage you to go to the Brick Township website. There is a link for the nomination of your Brick hero, and there's a couple of different categories that you can choose from. So the categories include volunteerism, public safety, seniors, youth, nonprofit, military or veteran, businesses, public service, school personnel, and community stewardship. Those are all of the different ways that you can nominate someone here in Brick Township. It is a wonderful evening. It's a rewarding experience to celebrate with all of the wonderful Brick Hero Award recipients. So I encourage you to go onto our website, nominate someone you know, and join us on Friday, March 20th for the Brick Hero Awards. And that is all I had this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next public meeting is going to be held here on Tuesday, February 24th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion and a second to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.